Welcome to your online source for calculator tutorials. In this tutorial, we will learn how to use the NormalCDF command to compute the probability of some random variable lying between a designated lower and upper bound on a normal distribution. Begin a new space-time document so that your screen looks like mine. I'll begin by setting up the parameters of our normal distribution for you to refer to during this tutorial. To enter text in space-time, all you have to do is enter the / twice. This will then turn the text green to indicate that text is being entered. For the problem that we're using, I'm going to be setting up a distribution in which we have a mean of 100 and a standard deviation of 5. For our first calculation, we want to look at the percentage of data. So we're going to find the percentage of data that lies between 95 and 105. Now you should be familiar with this answer. In fact, you should know that between plus and minus 1 standard deviation, which 95 and 105 are for this problem, is 68% of the data. Now how would we actually calculate this? Well, what we need to do is locate the NormalCDF command in the Catalog tab to verify the result. So go to Catalog, scroll down until you locate the NormalCDF command. NormalCDF, it has 4 arguments. You need a lower bound, an upper bound, mu meaning the mean of the distribution, and sigma meaning the standard deviation of the distribution. Go ahead and select it. And what we're going to enter are the particular values in this case. The lower bound is 95, the upper bound is 105, the mean is 100, and the standard deviation is 5. We can then hit solve to return an answer. Notice that our answer agrees with what the 68, 95, 99.7 rule says, and that is between 1 below and 1 above in terms of standard deviation, 68% of the data can be found. So it agrees in this case. Alright, let's look at another calculation. In this calculation, I want us to find the percentage of data that lies below 88. Alright, we can do the exact same thing we just got through doing, except there's a little bit of a twist here. Go ahead and select your NormalCDF command. The twist is I want to know what lies below 88, meaning I don't really have a lower bound. So what's the first thing that we need to enter? Well, in order to calculate data above or below a point using this command, you have to pick a point far enough below 88 that it is several standard deviations below the mean. This will change from problem to problem, but a safe rule to use is at least 20 standard deviations above or below the mean. At least that's my preference. In this case, 20 standard deviations below the mean would be 20 times 5 or 100 points below the mean. Well, since the mean is 100, that means that we're going to be using 0 for our lower bound, all the way up to 88, because I'm trying to find the percentage data that lies below 88. And then your fourth argument is the mean, or excuse me, your third argument is the mean, and your final argument is the standard deviation. And you can go ahead and hit solve at this point to return the value. It's a very, very small percentage of data. It's only 0.8% of the data lies below 88. And this is because 88 is a couple of standard deviations below the mean. It's between 2 and 3 standard deviations. So there's going to be a very small percentage of the data that's below that value. All right, for our final calculation, we want to calculate the percentage of data that lies above 108. So this is kind of the opposite of the problem that we just did. Alright, we're still going to use the same command, NormalCDF. Go ahead and select it. And then we know our lower bound is 108, but we're going to be going above that number a certain percentage of the way out. And remember, it needs to be far enough out that you're not affecting the numbers that you come up with. So like I said, a general rule is 20 standard deviations above the mean. The mean is 100. 20 standard deviations above that would be 200. Make sure that you know where I got that answer from. So between 108 and 200, and then we can set this up as 100 for our mean and 5 for our standard deviation. Hit solve to return the answer, and that shows that there's about 5.5 or 5.48% of the data that lies above 108. This concludes the Using the NormalCDF command tutorial. Feel free to replay this tutorial or browse any of the other available topics on the course webpage.